nonsense on. It always helps to turn all the nonsense on. Maybe. Okay. Wait, I think we've got it.
How you doing?
How are you, sir? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Can you hear me?
There you go. I've got you. How are you? Uh-oh. What's happened?
We're okay.
We're good? We're good? You can hear me?
Good.
Okay, good. Because they sent an update. Windows sent an update earlier, and Skype decided it was going to change my microphone on me. So...
Okay, let me move around here.
So
okay.
I have been having all sorts of things with the skip Skype today, but you look good, and we have got a great guest with us today. John O'Connor is back with us. Postgate, how the Washington Post betrayed Deep Throat, covered up Watergate, and began today's partisan advocacy journalism. He has served as the assistant U.S. attorney in Northern California, representing the United States in both criminal and civil cases. And he joins us back live here on our big program via the magic of the old skip Skype. And so Merrick Garland is back.
Yeah.
I seen I seen some testimony that he gave, and I was watching this, and I'm like, maybe they should have just made him part of the Supreme Court. because I think making him into the position that he wants to have now, I think might be a heck of a lot worse for everybody.
Well, that's funny. I was thinking the same thing, Jimmy. But I'm trying to be practical about this and hopeful, and I think that maybe he's giving all these answers for political effect and worrying about his progressive flank. That's what I'm hoping.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that in the stillness of his work as Attorney General, he will actually do the right thing. There's one thing that he's done that is good, and that is he's kept the Durham as special counsel. He's indicated nothing about trying to replace him or stop that investigation. It remains to be seen whether he's going to try to quash an indictment that Durham comes up with. That's another matter, but I think he's going to let Durham go ahead, and I think he'd be in real trouble if he let him go ahead and then he quashed an indictment. But let's put that aside.
Yeah.
That's the bright side. Everything else, I think, is nothing more than covering his progressive flanks with very politically dodgy answers that will satisfy, gee, he doesn't know if crossing the border illegally is illegal. He doesn't know whether a riot at nighttime is a riot. I don't know.
Love that. We have got a great guest with us today. Of course, John O'Connor is back with us here on our program, and that Biden has. I should get out of this thing that I fall into where Biden's not in charge of nothing. He's not in charge of nothing. There's somebody else running this show. But
that's right.
Merrick Garland, the AG pick. We're talking about that today with John O'Connor, and the DOJ is open to helping craft legislation with Congress to combat online misinformation. This just sounds like censorship.
Right. When they're combating online misinformation, it's going to sound much like let's go out and hunt for conservatives. This is, in an odd way, like a reverse McCarthy era, where rather than hunting for communists, they're out there hunting for non-communists, and let's go try to find them and see if we can turn over every leaf and find a conservative behind it, because after all, we know the conservatives are the ones that are causing all the problems. We know that because there are now 36,000 troops in D.C. and there's barbed wire around everywhere. It must be the evangelicals that are going to storm the Capitol and
That's
destroy
right.
everything.
That's right.
So it's an odd situation. Jiggy, if you remember this, the Obama administration tried this with Donna Shalala, and I think there was another person who talked in the cabinet, who talked about how we've got to really watch out for these white Iraq veterans.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're the ones that are coming back to wreak havoc on the country. And I missed that. I missed the riots those guys caused. Maybe I was asleep or something. But that was supposed to be a big deal. Meanwhile, of course, nobody's talked about investigating the 6 months of riots that just never stopped, taking over the cities of Seattle and Portland, among others. So it's just a weird deal. I mean, I just don't know how long it's going to go on. Are they going to keep this up? I suspect that's going to be their way of proceeding. I mean, I think it's they're politically, they are attuned to the progressive side of things. There's no doubt about it. Biden is not in control.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Biden was a middle of the ground guy, middle of the road guy, is simply because Biden's always been a guy that does what is ever convenient for him. Today it's no longer convenient to be a middle of the road guy.
Yeah. Well, and Biden, this whole thing with. Because I got to thinking about something the other day. Weren't we supposed to have a State of the Union here pretty soon? What happened to that?
That's a good question. I guess we can't have one without everybody packing the chambers. It's no good. But I think maybe the appropriate thing would be to have Biden from his basement again, giving a statement to the mass. I don't know.
So
it's too much for me.
It's too much for you. Well, John. But before we let you go, do you think that they will confirm Merrick Garland, because it's looking like they're not going to be confirming, which just really disappoints me. Neera Tanden. She is the biggest corporate war machine hack that there is, and I don't think they're going to get her confirmed. So, do you think they'll confirm Merrick Garland?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people that think like I do, Jiggy, that think that he's, really just saying some convenient things to get nominated, and that's a good thing in this case.
Yeah.
Because his whole career has actually been a fairly moderate fellow. His decisions are good. I have no problems with him up until just recently, and I suspect, again, it's just sort of a surface type of appeal. But what it does indicate is a deeper bent and recognition by a nominee that he has to play to the progressives. That's the deal. You got to pay lip service there at least, and hopefully not much more. But yeah, Neera Tanden, I mean, that's good. They're rejecting the right person there.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like the fact that she just some of the things that she said, some of the things that she did, the fact that she didn't have any progressive policies. She didn't like progressive. She didn't like conservative. She didn't like anybody, and she was taking her marching orders from a different group of folks, and. So I was really glad she didn't get confirmed. Right. John, but before we let you go, how's the book doing? And are you working on anything new?
Sure. I've got a fun podcast for people who are into podcasts. I've got something called Mysteries of Watergate. I've got a couple episodes
That's
out
awesome.
there. You can find them on any of the sites. But it tells people it's kind of fun. You're in your car, whatever. On the treadmill, it's fun to listen to it because I tell people a lot of stuff that they never knew about one of history's most impactful scandals, and
that's
it's
awesome
because people will find that the real truth is not what was printed out there. I mean, part of it was brilliant reporting. Part of what was done was excellent, brilliant reporting. But what about the other half that we don't know anything about? And how can something be truthful if you only hear half of it? So it's the way we are.
That's great.
It's no surprise that we are where we are today.
Well, John, I appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for doing this, and I hopefully will talk to you next week. Thank you, man.
Okay, man. Keep the faith.
Appreciate it, brother. There he goes, John O'Connor. And we are going to take a time out. And when we come back,